Hello, Greg Ray here from AOIPsuccess.com. I want to spend a little time discussing your mindset as you begin this new business venture. I call this transitioning from employee to entrepreneur. Most of us start out our home-based business, whether it's AOIP or one of the other businesses that are out there, but you started out part-time. You've got to juggle basically three areas of your life. You've got your job, the time that you spent in your current job and career, and then you got your family time, what is necessary there as far as meeting the needs of your family and mowing the lawn, all that kind of stuff that goes on. And then you try to eke out a little bitty part over here to have time to spend each day on your business venture. So it's difficult. There's challenges there that you have to meet. Another thing to think about as an employee, your business experience is all from that end of the spectrum, from an employee's viewpoint. You don't have the viewpoint of what the responsibilities and so of running a business. Everything you have as far as business experience centers around working for someone else. Okay. Most cases, you might have been an employee for years. I worked in this employment of my school system for 39 years altogether. 39 years of my life spent at the school. I'm still there. I'm still working part-time as a technology consultant. So all of my experience is that as an employee. Many people find it difficult to make this move from employee mindset to entrepreneur mindset. So this is what I want to discuss. I want to kind of show you some characteristics of an entrepreneur. What characteristics do we see in an entrepreneur that make them successful? First of all, you got your employee mindset. Let's look at that. They're more likely to look for other people to tell them what to do. They show up at work, and they're expecting to be given a job. Here's what you need to do today, and that's those kind of decisions are basically not left up to them. It's left up to their employer. They have difficulty in taking responsibility for their business tasks and decisions. Okay, I'm going to do. In fact, a lot of employees, they do just about as much as required to get fired. Okay, that's just putting it bluntly. Entrepreneur has to spend and take responsibility in a lot of different directions. Many find it hard to accept this responsibility for their ultimate success or failure. They want guarantees, and there is no guarantee as an entrepreneur. And we're going to show you that as we move further in this discussion. So, which one are you, entrepreneur or employee? Okay? Entrepreneurs think differently. Okay, the buck stops here. Okay, that's a familiar quote that was made. I think Harry Truman had it on his desk as president. But all decisions rely on you. You're the one that decides. Do I advertise at this site? Do I try to spread it through Facebook or social media? Do I try to build my business by word of mouth? Those kind of decisions, that's up to you. And if you make the right decision, great. If you make the wrong decision, you're responsible. Either way, okay? You can't put the blame on anyone but yourself. You alone are responsible for the success or the failure of your business, okay? I'm here to try to give you some head starts and not to make the same mistakes that I've made, not to try the different funky things I tried through the years that just don't work. I'm going to try to show you things that do work. But if you don't implement them, or if you implement them in the wrong direction, they're not going to work for you, no matter how well they work for me. And there are some things out there that maybe you can do well and I can't, and maybe things I do well that you can't. So it all kind of boils down to trying to find something that fits your personality type, and then going with that. So you take responsibility. The buck stops here. I'm not going to blame anyone else but myself, especially if I don't take action. Okay? And then you're the decision maker. We discussed that earlier with a few thoughts there on advertising. You're the decision maker. I can give you some ideas. Coach Ben can give you some ideas, but if you don't take action, if you don't make the decisions to step forward, they're going to not really do you any good. Okay? Think again. Entrepreneurs think differently. You take, and I've already said this, you take both the credit and the blame. Okay? Sometimes I used to coach basketball, and sometimes you know, we look at it and coaches get all the credit when their team succeeds, and the players get the blame when they fail. But responsibility ultimately lies to the coach. If he didn't prepare the players, then he's still, even if they fail, he's the one that's responsible because he didn't prepare them. So you take the credit and the blame. Okay? You're not afraid to take risks. There's no guarantees. I've said that 2 or 3 times. There's no guarantees. Okay? If I decide I want to try to advertise at this place and this particular site, and I spend $10 for a solo ad, and I get 3 clicks, which is a drastic failure, that doesn't mean next time that I decide to take and place an ad at another site that I won't have 200 clicks. You learn from your mistakes, and we're going to show you how to use the AOIP tools to cut down on those bad decisions. But in the end, you still have to take a risk. Whenever I fill out my income tax on using my home business for deductions, it's a great reason to be in business for yourself. But one thing they ask on you on that form as you fill it out is this enterprise you're doing, is the money at risk? If you say no, then that just means you can't claim it. They wouldn't be asking that question if they didn't know that there is a risk at being an entrepreneur. You have to step out on faith, and faith in yourself, and faith in your leaders, and that they're going to show you what to do. And don't be afraid to take risks. An entrepreneur invests in his business, okay, both time and money. Okay, now you starting out, you may not have a whole lot of money to invest. It may be mostly time. Okay, and that's fine. That's the way a lot of us have started out, investing a bunch of time. Okay, not getting very much pay for a whole lot of work. But later on, as you start to have money come in, you need to reinvest that money. Okay, not all of it. You might say, I'm going to take 50% of everything I make this first year and reinvest it in advertising, or reinvest it in tools to help you build your business. Okay? So, invest in your money, invest in your time. You've got to invest. And entrepreneurs think differently. They understand that success is not a right. I almost said that wrong. Success is not a right. You are not entitled to success. It's the world out there. It's not fair. Okay? Johnny down the street, his parents born, he's born into a family with tons of money, and he never has to work a day in his life. You might have to work every day at minimum wage. Is that fair? No, it's not fair, but that's the way life is. Okay? Success is not a right. It's earned. You earn your success. You put in your time. I have sat through webinars and trainings by multitudes of online leaders out there that have told us, and all of these different things. I spent my time, just like everybody else, learning the ropes, and it took a while. It didn't happen immediately. It took time. It took, not all of us are like the Bill Gates, that just come in at the right time, the right place, and the right idea. I mean, he worked hard too, but man, we don't probably have those opportunities very often. So we have to earn it. We have to earn our success. No one's going to give it to you. Okay? You don't necessarily get a paycheck just because you put in some hours. Now, as an employee, you do. I go work at my current job as a consultant for the school. I work a day and I earn about $260. Okay? So I get paid for time spent. As an entrepreneur, I could work a day and not get paid a dime. In fact, I might have to invest in some tools and I might lose money on that day. That's just the way it is. You don't necessarily get a paycheck just because you put in the hours. There are no guarantees. Have I said that before? Here's some things to think about just in general. A new business venture is not a scam just because you didn't get rich overnight. 90% or 95% of all new business ventures don't make it. That's online and offline. 95%. In fact, I heard lately that total is more like 98%. Now, why did people fail? There's a multitude of reasons, and one of them may they just never really took action. But here's the deal. The thing about, AOIP and most every other online business venture is the amount that you're investing money-wise is such a fraction of what it would cost to start a brick and mortar business out there. I had a friend that I went to high school with, and he started a cabinet business, installing cabinets. He and his wife for several years have been putting back money, wanting to start a business. They invested over $50,000 in cabinets, and within a year was bankrupt. They lost it all. Okay? There's no guarantee, whether it's online or offline. It's not a scam just because you couldn't make it work or didn't choose to make it work. Okay? The entrepreneur knows that he will probably be drastically underpaid as he starts his business. But later he may be earning money while he sleeps. Now that's a pretty neat thought. I can go to sleep, wake up the next morning and find out I made $1,000. Okay? That's the goal I'm working towards. That's the goal many of you are working towards. And just get past it. You know that you're going to put in a lot of time, a lot of hours, invest a lot of money up front, but the rewards are just wonderful. As a new business owner, it's critical that you move away from the employee mindset. You can't expect to just hours for pay. That's employee mindset. Trading hours for pay. Expecting specific wages just for the hours you put in. Okay? You can't expect it. Expecting guaranteed success without any risk, it's just not going to happen. You have to put the time in. Maybe some of you saw an ad or something that you answered and made it sound like, well, all I got to do is sign up, fork over my $20, I'm going to earn $1,000 a month. That's not how it works, okay? It doesn't work in the real world of brick and mortar business. It doesn't work in the real world of online business either. As long as you continue with the employee mindset, you're not going to make the transition to that of the entrepreneur. That's just a fact. And the rewards you're seeking through your business ventures, they're just not going to happen. Okay? You have to make that transition to know that you have to invest time and money, effort. Understand that there are going to be some times that, yeah, I'd like to go to the lake this weekend, but my business is requiring I put in a couple hours work. Okay? Can't do that from the lake. There's no Wi-Fi out there. Okay? Can't do it. So you got to understand that you may have to set aside some immediate gratification just like talking about going to the lake. Okay? Yeah, it's a whole lot more fun to go to the lake than sit here and build a web page, but that's what's needed. And I'm going to put those things aside briefly. If I work hard, a year, 2 years, I worked 49 years for the school system, and I still just barely make ends meet. Okay, retired. Barely make ends meet. I can spend 2 years really putting all my time and effort into this business and be set for the rest of my life. And that's what I want to do. And I'm 61 years old. Some of you are just like 25. And you can spend a couple of years and have 40, 50 years of financial freedom. That would be something really to dream about. I just hope you have success in your business and think about these principles that I've talked about, and just realize one thing. I think I've said it several times. There's no guarantee. It's up to you. We used to have a phrase that was, if it is to be, it's up to me. Okay? Think about that. To your success, this is Greg Ray signing off from AOIPsuccess.com.